Hello, this is Marilene Isaacs, and you're at the Oracle. And I'm so happy to have the people that are here in person and the people that are here in spirit and in the virtual world. So I finally have come into the 21st century during this retrograde Mercury to be with everybody. I started out doing TV shows before anybody was doing a TV show like this in 1987. So it's amazing that it's taken this long to actually be doing some things right here. So I'm very grateful to be here tonight. For those of you that don't know what an oracle is someone who is very connected at a higher level with a world vision of events and how it pertains to the individual, but also to a group energy. So for about 30 some years I've called my intuitive teachings and also remembered teachings the oracle. And people relate it back, of course, to the Oracle of Delphi. And when I was a very, very small child, I had very vivid memories of being connected in Greece and with that particular oracle, but in the very early days of it, not kind of the way it became at the end of it. But so what we're going to speak about tonight are some very important issues, because I'm sure all of you out there have been going crazy. This last few days have been intense. I don't know how other, we can say overwhelming, intense, lots of tension. We had the full moon on Monday, and that was the 25th. This is the 27th today. It was not just the full moon. In the way the world speaks to me on a bigger level is this. Things we've been working on really for the last 18 months, which are 2 9-month cycles, 2 gestation cycles, are now being birthed. So we're in the last of the labor pains of an awakening that started a long time ago. We're at the end of a journey of bringing into this level, how do we solve what we don't like? Sometimes to manifest what we do want, what our true life is supposed to be, we have to become aware of what we don't like, what we don't want, what's awful in our lives. So if all of you have been feeling the highs and the lows and the good and the bad and the ugly, you're not alone. That's why I do these things. You need to know that we're all in this together, we're all one energy. And there's something about the last 2 weeks in particular have been very hitting people's nervous system. So if you felt or been saying to other people, I'm on my last nerve, I can't stand this anymore. If you're doing a lot of self-talk that kind of has to do with like, or if you're talking to yourself and you're going, why the heck am I talking to myself? Sometimes I'll be out in public in the grocery store and I'll be talking to myself and I'm like, oh my God. But then I notice that other people are too. And because we need to, there's a power in the spoken word. So if you're finding yourself verbalizing to yourself or just in your home or in your car what you're feeling, that's okay, because we're healing the emotional body right now. So if we're not feeling, if you're stuffing your feelings, you're really miserable. If you are feeling things right now that you're still trying to pretend are not there, if you are pushing them down, you're going to be having a lot of physical pain. The last stop is the physical body. Everything first starts in the mental, emotional, spiritual, then becomes physical. So if you're having experiences, lots of people are calling in and saying, I have chest pains, I have stomach pains, I'm feeling every ache and pain in my body. Again, pain is not your enemy. Pain is there for you to go, okay, why does my head hurt? Why does my back hurt? What is the point of origin? We are all in a time where we have to go back. Where did all this start? Because we're at the end game of a lot of patterns. You may notice that certain people are really making you mad. There's a lot of anger. If you're finding yourself feeling really like angry and just things are setting you off, you really want to pay attention. And don't hold yourself back either. I mean, don't be mean to people. Don't be hurtful to people. But if you feel anger in that moment, take a breath and go, where is this coming from? And I will guarantee you most of the time the people or situations around you that are activating you, it's a tip of the iceberg of some ancient patterns. It will usually go back to, you can probably go, my dad was like this, my mother was like this. And the more you become aware of past life patterning and how that works, you can go, well, whoa, I came in with abandonment, rejection, persecution, whatever stuff is hitting you right now, really pay attention to the emotion. Whatever you find yourself being captured in, that's what you want to pay attention to. Because all of us have become captured. And I've been using this terminology in my readings for the last, probably year, of the feeling of captured. Can you identify with this? Where you feel trapped, where there's certain things, no matter what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're trying to do, different behaviors, trying to change your life, there's ways you feel like a prisoner. You feel like no matter what you're doing, you're waking up and you're in a loop. And it could be in a mental level where you just keep thinking about certain thing or obsessing about something, or you keep trying to change your life. You keep trying to do something different, but at the end of the day, you feel captured. The only way out is in. This is a very important saying that I've been saying for the last couple of years. The only way out is in. What does that mean? Whatever you're doing, be in it. But what are we trained to do? If we don't really like something, we'll have one foot in, one foot out. People go to work and it's like they don't want to really be there, so they just kind of do their job, and you can look like you're present, but you're thinking about what you're going to do on the weekend, or you have to have all of yourself present. You can be in a relationship and it can look like you're engaging with your friends or engaging with your loved one, but there might be some part of you, because of repression or childhood experiences or whatever, you've learned to armor yourself. You've learned to look like you're really connecting and listening to your partner or to your friends, but you're mentally somewhere else. How do miracles happen? When you have the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, when all of you is present, then it changes. If it doesn't, what happens? You walk away and you're feeling or thinking, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have said that. And so what happens when you walk away and you did not in that moment fulfill that moment? You repeat it. That's the difference between karma and dharma. Karma is when you learn through repetition. You learn through the hamster wheel. You learn through the merry-go-round or the Ferris wheel. You can look at it that way too. It's kind of fun for a while, and after a while you go, the scenery is really boring because you're going around and around, around and around, and it's the same thing. So if you want to get off the merry-go-round, off the hamster wheel, off whatever you want to call that wheel, be present. Because you're not going to get off of it till you're in that moment. Whatever moment you fulfill, and you all can relate to things that you think of in the past that were at those aha moments when you're with somebody or in a situation, and you may not even be aware of it consciously at that moment, but you know in that moment, you can feel it in your body and in your mind and your spirit that you are present and that you are in that moment, and you feel good. You're done. You're done. And it's not always done like in a way of, well, good, I don't have to do that again. It's like that feeling of just overwhelming feeling of calm and peace and excitement and a good feeling. And we all know those moments when you're in situations and you feel uncomfortable, and you still feel uncomfortable after you're not in that situation. That's the karma stuff. The other image that I can give you about what dharma is, because dharma is when you are present. It's when whatever is going on, you are there. You are engaged. Your mental, your spiritual, your physical, your emotional self is in that moment. And what Spirit showed me a few years ago, it's the most ancient symbol on earth. It's like the circle and the dot. You're no longer on the wheel. The wheel is always going to turn. Big wheel keeps on turning, like all the songs, all kinds of songs about this that you could relate to. John Lennon, I just had to let it go. Just had to get off the merry-go-round, had to let it go. And when he did, he went into a dharma with his child. On some level, he knew he was not going to be there, that he had to engage with his child. He did the right thing. He left celebrity. He left fame, and he became one with his child. And there's times when people don't understand why people do certain things. We can't judge other people. some people just get out of that wheel. They get out of that public eye. They get out of whatever it is, and they go into whatever that level of connection that they're needing to do. But it's an ancient symbol. You are the dot. The wheel is turning, and the wheel will always be turning. And when that wheel is turning, you are also turning. You're not turning. You're the dot. And when you're stationary, this is a good image to do. We'll do meditation here in a minute on this. You become a magnet. You see yourself like a magnet. This will really give you a big break, because we think we have to go out there and find this and do this and everything's out there. The answer is, we have to work hard, and we have to go slay all the dragons out there, and we have to find our person that's out there. We're always doing. We're always thinking about how do we do these things, okay? This is the simple way to be in the flow of your life, is when you are centered, you're letting the wheel move around you. You choose to get off as the world turns. It's one of my grandmother's favorite soap operas. I remember being a little child watching As the World Turns. And the world will always be turning like that, but you don't have to. And I'm sure you've all noticed recently that you're not enjoying as much the drama and the trauma and the gossip and the intrigue, and that's why all the soap operas are going off the air. It used to be the big thing, everybody's sitting watching the soap operas. And now we have the reality TV shows, which are a whole other piece of work. But it's time to get in your life. So you get out of the wheel, you're the center, you're the dot. You start to see yourself like a magnet. Where our whole energy field is a huge electromagnetic field. And it goes out 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. We're huge beings of light. We're huge. It's really elliptical shape is the shape of our energy field. So you start to just see yourself as this centered being. The wheel's going around you of life. And you feel yourself like a magnet. But of course, you don't want to be a you-know-what magnet, right? We've all been those kind of magnets. That's what's interesting. That's when it's kind of like, whoa, no, not that kind. We want the good stuff to come to us. So you want to start to just really feel, I want my highest good. What's the best way to pray? What's the best way to attract? You don't have to light candles. You don't have to do spells. You don't have to do incantations. You don't have to evoke. And I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes that does that out there. I don't do that. This is the way I have a path I've been on for many lifetimes, apparently. I'm not into ritual. I'm not into stuff. I feel it's how you live your life. And when the evoking should be coming from inside. Your true power is in you. It's not about, I'm going to light this candle and then maybe, or chant for money, or all that kind of stuff. You know what? That stuff's real, but it's temporary. You can manifest certain things, but they're astral level. They're very lower frequencies. So this is the way I look at it. Why not go for the gold? Why not go for the highest frequency that you could attract? And how can you do that? By saying, I surrender to my highest good. I want only that which is of the light. I want only that which is for my highest good, that will bring all of my abilities, my talents, my true path into manifested form. You can never go wrong. But we've been so conditioned to limit how spirit can bring what we need or want that we get very fixed ideas. You start praying, I just want this job, or I want this relationship. For 43 years I've been doing this work, this intuitive therapy work and healing work. And people constantly would be coming in, I think this person's my soulmate. And again, that can be tricky because soulmates can become cellmates. I always make a joke about that because it's true. We think, ooh, meet this person and they're wonderful and it's perfect. And for a minute it's perfect, or for 2 or 3 months, and then all of a sudden you're going, oh my God, I don't know about this. I'm trapped. I'm like in this jail cell with this person. And again, what we attract is a matching picture to things that we have going on. So and we can't make people be something. That's the other thing. We'll get into a relationship and people, I'll say, well, why do you think this person's your soulmate? And they'll go, well, the most extreme example, and I'm not trying to make fun of people, but other people come in, well, this one lady came in and I said, I really feel like this person you think is your soulmate is really confined. Well, he was in jail. Sometimes I get real delicate ways Spirit will show me things. And I'm like, oh, okay, but he's got so much potential. And I said, no, you know where he is. That's why you think this is a good thing. But I want to tell you about people in jail. They're usually writing to 10 other people. This is it's the most extreme example. But I don't get a lot of that. But I'm just using it as an example because we don't want to, you don't want to take somebody and project. We'll find somebody and then we project. And we think if the commonality is there for a while and that's working, and then all of a sudden they're not cooperating, which is really what it is most of the time, or they can't cooperate because they can't be any other thing than where they are in their growth. So if you want optimal spiritual experiences with other people, with yourself, work on you. Work on you. Unconditional love starts with you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Or if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. If we're going to go to those slang kind of things. But it's true. If you aren't truly happy, if you're not fulfilled from within, if you're not doing things to make yourself happy, you won't be happy. And we've been trained in this society, especially women have been, to somebody's going to make you happy. And these people should be doing things for you. And men have also been trained in another way. So we have to get outside of roles of what's male, what's female. We're living in an interesting time when it's very, very, very important. The inner psyche of a male is female, the inner psyche of a female is male. Jung called it the anima and the animus. So we have the capacity within ourselves to have wholeness. And in the Gnostic Gospels, in the teachings of Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ, back in the very early, if you want to call it a church, the early times of the true teachings, there was a saying that one of the teachings was, except a man become a woman, he cannot enter the kingdom of heaven, or except a woman become a man, she cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Talking about the yin-yang, they're talking about this integration from within. Except you become a child, you cannot enter the kingdom. What does that mean? It means that's the innocence of a child. They're not in that left brain, right brain duality. The I is single. Except the I becomes single, you cannot enter the kingdom. Talking about when you heal that lower mind, which is the lower brain and that duality and it comes from that reptilian brainstem that we all have. It's part of who we are. That goes, this is bad, this is good, this is right, this is wrong, this is this, and this is, I'm a male, I'm a female, I'm a Jew, I'm a Christian, I'm a black person, I'm a white person, I'm American, I'm a Islamic, all the things that cause war, all the things that cause strife come from that lower, when the left brain and right brain are battling. And that's what they're really talking about in the Garden of Eden, when there was the eating of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The tree of life was the tree of life. And the allegory was really about falling down into the lower mind that said, oh, this is this or this is that. And that's when fear came in. We didn't fall through sexuality or anything like that. We fell through fear into the illusion that we were separate from God's self and others. And when we fell, that's when we started to go, oh my God, I'm this, I'm that, I'm alone, I've been cast out. You're not cast out. And that's been a main message of my work and my oracles for over 30 years is return to the garden, paradise found, how to be in heaven without dying to get there. I'm a very firm believer that the things that I've been shown and been teaching about for so many years are here now. And I feel that as intense and negative as things look in the outer world, that's the last hurrah of the Luciferian dark energies there to control you through fear. And when you see the things on television, when you hear all the horrible things that are going on, you need to know that 98% of the world is good. 98% of the wonderful good news, things that are happening, aren't being shown to you. You're being shown 2% of ugly, negative, fearful energy on purpose to control you. The Romans did it very well. They controlled their own population through fear. When you can control people, when you can make people fearful, and in our society it's very easy. You just turn on the news, home invasion, guns, blah blah blah. Terrorists. Used to be commun. We've gone from communism to. I remember being a little kid in school. We had to they do these and I used to think this is so ridiculous. They would do these tests where you'd have to, if in case there's a bomb, get under your desk. Really? Oh, okay. I used to think, well, that's really going to work. Yeah, let's just roll and duck and get under the desk. And I just remember, I just never came down into the matrix. I was kind of like, no, this is ridiculous. I am not doing this. I'm going to pretend like I'm under whatever we're doing. This is kind of, I guess it's better than sitting here and listening to the other stuff you're telling me, but we'll do this. But yeah, you want to really discern. How do we have, one of the gifts of Holy Spirit is discernment. And discernment is a powerful thing. It's a gift of Holy Spirit. Discernment is when you are talking to somebody or you're in a situation or you're going through something and all of a sudden you will know the difference between, am I being paranoid or is this something to really be afraid of? There's a good fear. Now don't get me wrong. There's fear that will save your life. I used to live in New York City a long time ago, and I was, grew up in Connersville, Indiana. After I got out of college, well, actually, I've lived in New York 2 or 3 different times, and I remember I just would feel, I loved New York City, but I could feel the energy, and I would just automatically, I would go start walking in the street. People would just look at me like, whoa, she's crazy. That's right. They don't bother you. If they think you're crazy, they don't bother you. It's really how it works. But I look back and I know now why I was doing it. It was vibrational. Then I would actually look back and there would be like a real menacing or dark, negative energy that was around. There's a good fear that you want to have that will save your life. It's a gut feeling, or that's like you don't want to be to me, the opposite of paranoid is euphanoid. You don't want to be euphanoid, where you think, it's like a lot of New Age thinking, oh, everything's good, no matter what, and then people really aren't really feeling that inside. Or a lot of people think if I think something negative or I say something negative, if I go cancel, this is a big thing back in the 80s. It's like, really, dude? No, that's not how it works. Your motive and intention is what you carry out. So again, back to being this dot. Who you are, whether you're on the wheel or whether you're the stationary dot, what you're sending out is what you're receiving. And that's a very hard concept to understand because, we think, oh my God, I work on myself and I've done this, I've gone through therapy, and why am I still receiving negativity? Why am I still going through certain things? It's not because you're a bad person. Many times what we're going through has more to do with very subtle things. It's not the big stumbling blocks that get us. It's the very, sometimes it's limited thinking. Sometimes it is, we attract not what's bad or good, but what's familiar. And the familiarity can really hook us. We can think, whoa, this feels interesting. And you go, no, it's interesting, but it's not good. This is probably not what I want to do. So whatever you are doing right now in your life, you're at the end of a process. This last 18 months, I've seen more people leave jobs, leave relationships, meet new people, go into new relationships, move physically, have big awakenings. And if you're mid-process, or if you are in a process of, like, you've been trying to birth something to really figure out, okay, what can I do that's fulfilling? Why am I here? You're going to be able to do it between now and May 5th. Now, I don't know exactly why, but that's what I'm hearing. Between now and May 5th, we're going to be seeing a huge leap of actualization, of really manifesting who you really are, what you really want to be doing. So you want to take the energy right now. Between now and about the 8th of March, and it's not a big period of time here, there's going to be a lot that happens for you very fast now. Very, very, very quickly. So you really want to seize the moment. It's going to be happening whether you're tuned into it, but if you're going to be tuned into it, it will really, you'll take the quantum leap and you'll land, it's like a Zen thing, you'll just land right where you need to be. How do you do it? feel and own up to what you're in. If something is not working, stop beating your head against the door. I had people in here the last few days, and well, yeah, no, I don't like this, but yeah, okay, I keep doing it. Why? Why do you keep doing it? And if you're getting signs that this is closing down, that's spirit saying, don't do this. You don't want to push your energy right now. You want to go with the flow. Your path is right here. So the more you're going to try to make something happen, if it's not correct, it will not open. So some people with their lower minds are going, I'm doomed, my life sucks, this isn't working. No, maybe your life is really working because that's not where you're supposed to be. If a door's closing and if something is ending, don't pine away, because what I'm seeing is that the illusion is going, and it's harsh sometimes. We've all gone through this the last few months. People you thought you could trust, or things that you thought you believed in, or where you trusted groups of people. I know tons of people experience things with groups of people, even like small groups of people, where all of a sudden it was just, you feel like, my God, was I crazy? How could I have thought this was a real thing? The thing is, whatever you were experiencing when you were with those people or in, it doesn't mean it was all bad or all good. That's where you were, and you grew. Spirit's forcing us to grow. I keep getting this image. We're like baby birds, and baby birds are so cute because I get them all the time out in my wisteria thing, and they're so cute. And at first you think, oh my God, they're big, these little baby birds. And they're on the ground. You think, oh my, and I read about, don't touch them, they're going to be fine. And sure enough, all of a sudden they start flying. And then they kind of look around, and then you see the mama bird come and nudges the baby. No, come on, you can fly farther. You can go, you keep moving. You see the mommy and the dad. I have a bunch of beautiful cardinals. And the male, what I love, the male and the female cardinals work together. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. I must have like 20 pairs of them. And they will build the nest together. The papa bird will actually sit on the nest. There's so much beauty in nature when you can look and see that there's lots of cooperation sometimes in nature, right? And they're building their nest together and taking care of the young, and then you see them kind of swoop in with the babies and nudge them and push them. That's the way the Divine Mother and Divine Father are doing to us right now. They want us to grow up. They don't want us to be dependent. They don't want us to go, oh God, only you can do it. I pray to you, and you please make this happen. That's not the real spiritual life. We are made to be in the image of the Creator. We're made to be co-creators. If we're made in the image of the Creator, what does that mean? We have the abilities of the Creator. And it's the biggest shock of all. People go, well, okay, if we're made in the image of the Creator. People get mad at God all the time too. And we've all been going through that. God's not perfect. People get really upset when I say that, but I don't really care, because it's not what is perfect. We are a manifestation of the Divine Mother, Divine Father. We are a creation. We are I don't want to say an experiment, but we are a manifestation of spirit and matter. And what were we given? Free will. Use it. Use your free will. Use your power of co-creation. Again, we are in a time when it's not about waiting for the Messiah or waiting for the second coming or waiting for this or waiting for that. We are in a time of the consciousness, the Christos, the Christ, the light consciousness is something we all can connect with and bring through every cell of our body. It's not a person. We're in the age of the individual manifesting their true identity, which we are made in the image of Creator. And we've been given the free will, we've been given co-creation. And the sad thing is that religion, which is not altogether spiritual, there are spiritual aspects in every religion, but at the end of the day, many spiritual paths are about control, about fear, about man-made rules. You're going to go to heaven if you do this, or if you don't do that, or, you all know. And I'm pretty sure almost everybody that all the saints and masters and all the different beings of light that have been on this earth did not come to found religions. They came, I came to show you the way. It's what Jesus and Buddha both taught. You can do all that I've done and more. All you have to do is judge ye be not judged. Love your neighbor as yourself. And again, unconditional love is not a concept. It's something we have to actualize. So in your path, especially between this now and this March 8th, I would challenge all of you to disconnect from, don't automatically turn on a TV or turn on the radio or turn on all the stuff we've been so programmed, looking at our cell phones, texting, listening to stuff. That's great stuff, fun stuff, right? I grew up on a party line, so it's really, really big stuff here, you know. Listen to other things. And there's very high frequencies right now. The universe, it's not just the Om. There's many sounds of the earth and the universe speaking to you. There's many ways that you will find guidance. When you shut out the outer noise, you will find that from within, you're going to find lots of guidance. It's good to get other people's opinion. It's good to talk to other people, but you're going to find that you need your own counsel. Listen to you. You really know. We all know. You all remember being little kids and your parents, they didn't think they were doing anything wrong, but you'd pick up on something or you'd say a truth and they were like embarrassed by it because they're like, oh my God. And so you immediately start to shut down because you go, whoa, did I do something wrong? No, you were just speaking the truth usually. You know, you're just in the moment and they're like, whoa. They become so used to really putting layers to, not hurt people. I mean, it usually starts, we don't want to hurt people's feelings, right? Or this kind of stuff. So, we're going to do a very short meditation. And whether you've meditated a lot or you've never meditated, just don't worry about it because we're going to do a guided meditation. You don't have to stand on your head or clear your mind. We're grateful to Spirit, Holy Spirit, for bringing us together here on this night. We're grateful for the beautiful souls that are gathered. In accordance with your free will and highest good, we ask everybody's bodies to come forward into present time for healing and alignment. We're in the time of restoration of the body, mind, and spirit. And again, only in accordance with people's free will and highest good. We ask for this alignment. It's safe to remember who you are. It's safe to be who you are. It's safe to receive unconditional love from self, others, and spirit. It's safe to give unconditional love to self, others, and spirit. I want you to let the fatigue and the stress and the burdens of this life, of this day, of this week, of the last few hours, let them go. Many times it feels to me like a heavy wool cape that's wet. I want you just to unloosen it and let it go. All the burdens, all the worry, all the stress, all the tension of the body, mind, and spirit that you've collected. Just unloosen that heavy cape and let it drop down to the earth. And the earth has the ability to dissolve and transmute and put into an alchemical process this energy. I want you to feel how safe it is to be in this space, how safe it is to have your heart open, how loved you are, how loved, very loved you are by the Divine Mother, Divine Father, how needed you are on this earth at this time. And I want you to feel the bottoms of your feet. There are hundreds of wheels of light or chakras. You might feel tingling going through your body already. And I want you to feel and know that there's a root system that connects you deep into the center of the earth. We are walking trees. You are the tree of life. You are a microcosm of the macrocosm. I want you just to feel the big being of light that you are, and know that as the world is turning, no matter what is going on out there, whether it be any type of what appears to be negativity, you stand firmly in your truth, in your light. It's like Daniel in the lion's den. It's not where you are, it's where you are from within. And I want you to feel how safe the earth is. The safe place is on this earth. The earth does not want to be perceived as weak, dying, toxic, any of those things. And when the earth moves, she's shaking the parasites off of her. Let me tell you, when there's natural movements, natural things that occur, it's just part of what's going on. Just feel the energy, feel how safe, anything you need, anything you want. There's nutrients coming up from the earth up through your body. But I also want you to feel all the poisons of the body, mind, and spirit draining down from the top of your head, down, being pulled by the magnetic pull of the mother, of the earth. Feel them draining out down through the bottoms of your feet. Anything that you've collected that's toxic, again, of the body, mind, and spirit, let it go. I want you to feel the top of your head opening up, the crown chakra. We're born with the soft spot in our head. That's where the spiritual body comes and goes. This is where the silver cord is. This is where we go in and out. It's where we go in the dream state, in the meditative states many times. And I want you to feel the connection with the Divine Father, with this Father Sky, with the lightning, electrical energy. I want you to feel the magnetic energy of the Mother. I want you to feel the electrical energy of the Father aspect. And again, the Father aspect no longer wants to be viewed as judgmental or throwing lightning bolts at you or punishing or authoritative in a controlling way. These are old images that we're healing. So I want you to feel through the top of the head. I want you just to feel this electrical energy. You actually, all of us are connected with a star. We came from the stars. The earth is star-seeded from many, many different places. We are of the universe. We're not just of this earth. There's a very vast consciousness out there that we are part of. And you each have a star. And I want you to feel that star coming down, and just put it right on top of your head, like a crown. I want you just to bring that star down. I want you to feel the root system of the earth grounding you. We ask all pictures of death to be turned into pictures of life, all pictures of fear to be transmuted into pictures of unconditional love and truth. I want you to feel the energy moving up through the body. The root chakra is the color black. It's the color of the earth. I want you to feel this energy. It's connected to the perineum part of the body. It's connected to near the tailbone. I want you to know that the root chakra also is like a taproot. So I want you just to visualize, again, you're a walking tree. The root chakra, you're deeply, deeply rooted into the earth. And again, poisons and toxins can be drained out, but you can also, it's a place you're gathering what you need to sustain your life. There's wonderful energy coming up through that root chakra and up through the bottoms of the feet, and that beautiful magnetic energy and electrical energy of the yin and the yang of the Divine Mother and Father are creating new life in every cell of your body. And I want you to visualize the most beautiful color of red that you could ever visualize. And we ask all judgment of the color red to be healed. And I want you to feel this red, 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 red energy in the second chakra, in the reproductive center, The second chakra and the reproductive center is not just about procreation or sexuality. It is the seat of your co-creation. It's how you create. It's how you co-create. We ask for a healing of the second chakra. We ask for guilt, shame, fear, molestation, abuse, misuse of this energy, past life, this life, anytime. We ask this energy center to be cleared. The red is also the color of the life-giving blood that runs through your veins. We ask for this co-creative, this energy, this beautiful red color to go through every cell of your body to cleanse and heal and transmute and really activate the immune system. I want you just to feel the power of the blood, the power of life going through your body. You may be feeling a lot of heat. There's a lot of tingling heat energy as we're moving through this meditation. You're going to feel lots of life force going on. Right below the belly button, there's what's called the Buddhic or the Christ flame. I want you to imagine, it's just like if you're turning on a gas stove. When you turn that knob, the flame comes up. And the flame is red, it's orange, it's purple, I want you to turn that knob and ignite the third chakra, the solar plexus. If our body is a microcosm, our belly button, our omphalos, this is the center of our being. And I want you just to ignite the central sun. And I want you to envision the most beautiful color of orange, yellow, orange energy just filling this whole solar plexus area. In our society, we're taught to be ashamed of our bodies, ashamed of our stomachs, ashamed of this part of the body. This is your power. This is a very powerful center. You want to be in your body. This is why Buddha is contemplating his navel. You want to visualize a little mini-me. Come on down into your body and be in your central sun. Be in your empowerment. This is where we store the negative and the positive ego. I want you to feel the power of this center. If we don't have the furnace, which are the first three chakras, going in a correct way, they can't support properly the upper chakras. People always want to go, let's open the third eye, let's do this, let's open the crown chakra. No, you have to have the foundation. So feel this area. I want you just to feel how safe it is to be a beautiful, powerful, sexual being, physical, spiritual being in this body at this time, and how safe it is to co-create and use your free will. There's nothing to be afraid of. Everything you want is on the other side of the fears you have. While we're in this area especially, I want you to feel any kind of negative umbilical cords that are binding you with family patterns, DNA, belief systems, feelings of just reenacting over and over again karmic situations that have to do with the sins of the fathers that go through 7 generations. We ask all those DNA patterns to come forward to be released. We ask the Archangel Michael to sever all negative cords that are binding you, especially in this area of the body. There's a lot of people here that have big cords that you're breaking right now, that you're ready to disconnect from learned behaviors, from weaknesses of the body, mind, and spirit in the DNA. See yourself as a vessel to end those patterns. There are many in agreement, the other side as above, so below, that are ready to heal these generational weaknesses of body, mind, and spirit. And I want you to feel the energy moving up into the heart. There's the most beautiful color of green, color of healing. Emerald green, beautiful grass green. Let it move not just into the heart, through the whole heart, through the whole chest area, through the breast, through the shoulders. Feel this beautiful green energy giving you new life and sustenance. I also want you to visualize the color of pink, the color of unconditional love. What kills people is the opening and shutting of the heart chakra. Fear and armoring, and I was hurt, so I'm going to shut down. Nobody's ever going to have a chance to hurt me again. This is the conditional love. I will love you if you do this. I will love you if you don't do that. This is why we have so much heart disease and so much breast cancer in this country. We have been taught to love conditionally, and we do it to ourselves. Love hurts. Love is this. Love is that. That's not unconditional love. Keep your heart open no matter what somebody else is feeling, thinking, projecting onto you. You be in a place with yourself and with others of unconditional love. We ask Spirit to help people to get out of a place of reaction, which is the karma. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, to come up into the higher love, the knowing love. I want you to feel the power of unconditional love, the freedom of loving yourself. It's safe to receive unconditional love from self, others, and spirit. It's safe to give unconditional love to self, others, and spirit. It's safe to speak your truth. I want you to feel and energize your throat chakra. In the throat chakra, it's a beautiful color of sapphire blue. It's safe to speak the truth. It's safe to hear the truth. I want you to just feel this beautiful sapphire electric blue energy move through the throat, through the ears. It's safe to hear the truth, speak the truth, feel the truth. Let it move through your gums, your teeth, through the sinus cavities. Let this beautiful energy heal and zap out all those germs, all the flus and things people have been experiencing in the respiratory and all these areas. Just let it go. It's very connected with resentment, denied rage, and anger. Let this energy move and heal you so you're no longer captured. I want you to feel the energy moving up into the pineal and pituitary, or the functioning of the third eye. There are 2 points of the inner eye in the forehead area, the third eye. In a safe way, and again, in accordance with each person's free will and highest good, we ask for an activation of the third eye. Any gifts of spirit that people have, we ask them to integrate and manifest in a proper way that's right for each individual. Safe to see with the inner eye. This is the most beautiful color of purple, a red purple. And again, back up to the crown. This is the color of the royal blue purple. This is the purple that's the blue royal purple. Again, it's safe to be who you are. It's safe to let your light shine. It's safe to totally be who you are and bring into manifested form all of your abilities, all of your divine plan. Let go of the fear, let go of the drama, let go of the trauma. Let go of the stories. You're going to find that you no longer want to keep repeating things that have happened to you from a long time ago, because it's not your story anymore. They're old stories. You're ready to write a new play, a new story. And when you're ready, return to the consciousness of this room, feeling energized, restored. And this process of healing and remembering and learning will continue into the night, into the dreams, and into the days to come. I want you to feel as you're emerging back into this space, realizing again, there's no separation, there's only oneness, we're one big body of spirit. I want you just to feel that wholeness, that oneness, that peace. Let the fear, let the burdens go. Come back in, integrated, staying connected. Wow. I love doing meditations, guided meditations with groups of people, and it's interesting because this is an interesting group here tonight, and I'm sure there's very interesting people out there that are also with us. And there's just this huge energy. I feel like we were all taken up in spirit, and I feel like we're still up in this big energy field. And again, it's as above, so below. I feel many beings of light here with us. Wow. I felt a lot of working on tonight of people's immune system, adrenals, a lot of adrenal fatigue. People have been really just, the adrenals get overtaxed. It's just like when you start a car and you rev it up, it doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of like, that's the way we've been. It's kind of like all dressed up, nowhere to go. Everybody's been like, we're feeling all these energies, but it's like, okay, what do we do with them? And again, the other 90%, 8% of our brain that we claim that we don't know what it's about the time we live in. It's about the consciousness we're in now. And our bodies are made to be on this earth for so much longer of a period of time than we even know. So we're going through restoration, but in that process, it's been very wearing. It's been, I'm sure you've all been experiencing kind of like big bursts of energy, then no energy. Or just these extremes of like, I'm exhausted. No, I guess I'm not, because here comes another bolt of energy. And it's this, we're being activated. There's this activation, and it almost feels to me sometimes like my brain's being rewired, or like I feel these things moving, and then they start to move around through the body. But it's a good feeling, but it's like, whoa, what is this? And again, I think it's a restoration. It's a restoration. Does anybody have a question or anything you'd like to share or ask or connect? How did everybody do with the meditation? It was good. I know. It's like we don't want to come back. Well, and that's the thing. This is how the body and mind works. Once you've our brain and our beings are like computers. Once you've downloaded an experience, you can re-experience it. So a lot of people worry about leaving. They go, this is really great, but I have to go home to a negative person. Or I have to go to work tomorrow. People I don't want to be with. Or how do I keep this feeling that we experience in here? How do we keep that feeling going? And again, once you've experienced this, it's already downloaded. It's going to get easier and easier to match higher frequency than it will be to fall down into lower frequency. Because what really has happened in the past, And it's subconscious, unconscious. People tend to get into a group energy, and the lowest common denominator of a group will manifest. Just immediately people kind of fall into the lower frequency, and that's, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're going to start to be able to feel like, no, I'm good. I'm safe. I think I can just stay in my own frequency, no matter how many group of who's are around you or whatever's going on. You can stay in your space. And again, it's a really important time to be in your body. You don't want to be out of your body. You want to have an integration of your spiritual being in your body temple. This is not the time to go out of the body. We do that a lot when we're sleeping, we're doing other things. You want to be present and to be in that mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional space at all times and be present. You want to have the bodies aligned. You want to be in that space. And a lot of people get out of their bodies a lot by shallow breathing. In the Western society, we do not breathe deeply at all. I'll find myself even, and I've worked with breathing, breath work and stuff, where I'm holding my breath and go, why am I holding my breath? And you'll see that we have a tendency in the Western culture to hold our breath. And I really am convinced that a lot of why people are addicted to cigarettes is they're addicted to, besides being oral fixation and the 17 additives of poisons they put in there to get you addicted to cigarettes, it's this thing to go, oh, okay, I can breathe in, but you don't want to breathe in poison. But I really do think it's what it is. And that's why people, they'll all of a sudden, I think you see it with people. That's why a lot of people, after they've been drinking, people that don't even smoke, they go, hey, I've had a couple of drinks. Yeah, I think I want to smoke too. And you all know what I'm talking about. Don't. No, it's just true. And it has to do with breathing, feeling safe enough when your defenses are down to bring in breath. Because if we're not breathing, it's not good. I get tons of babies and children that are asthmatic. And yeah, the last stop's the body, but you can really control your parents if you can't breathe. Big time. So I work with a lot of kids, and you find out that there's usually lots of emotional issues going on, and it's how they control the parents. And once you start working with them, they get over the asthma. It's fascinating subject because it's true. Did you have a question?
Yeah, can you give me insight into my heart palpitations?
Yes.
They're driving me crazy.
The question is heart palpitations. Yes. How long have you been having the heart palpitations?
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Lots of people. There's lots of people coming in for sessions with they think it's a irregular heartbeat. Am I having a heart attack? Why am I getting heart palpitations? And people are going to the doctor. Have you gone to the doctor at all? And what did the doctor say? They don't know.
What the traditional doctor said. It wouldn't be pretty, but
yeah, don't buy into the fear because I'm telling you.
No, everything's fine. Everything's physically fine. It's definitely emotional.
Yeah, what's happening, there's a healing of the heart chakra going on. And so lots of people are having like movement in the heart area. And I think we're also our timing is being reset, and I think there's just a resetting of everything. So, but it's it's one of in all the years I've done my work, this last year, and especially the last few months, that's one of the most common things that almost everybody that's coming in here are saying, God, do you think I'm having a heart attack? Or do you think I'm having irregular heartbeat? Or I can really feel my heart as we're healing the heart center, as we're opening to heal the wounds of the heart. I really know that I think people are becoming actually more aware of their heart. And I've had tons of people who've gone to the doctors and have all the tests done, had all the different things done, and it's, they'll tell you scary things. Well, it could be this. Is that probably what they told you? Or,
no, they said everything was fine.
Oh, good.
No,
everything's fine. Yeah,
everything's fine.
Yeah, or we may have to watch this. Or I've had the range of people, depending on who your doctor you go to. And what we'll do, or we can run energy. I think also because there's different amount of energy that can come into the chakral system. into through the endocrine system and through those systems, I think there's a surging of the heart. It's like it's almost like we're getting, what are they, when they put those paddles on your heart to bring you back to life? It's almost like Spirit's going, hey, come on, let's get that heart moving. Because I sense that in my own self. The last 3 months, I had some really weird stuff that would happen where I would think, I'd get pain. I'm going, whoa, wait a minute. Oh. And then I realized that I'd breathe into it, that really wasn't pain. There were sensations. A lot of times we will feel things and we think it's pain. Well, we immediately feel kind of anything and we go, pain, it's pain, uh-oh. Pain's not your enemy, and if you breathe into what you may even perceive to be discomfort or any physicality, anything happening, you will find that you can move that energy. And I think a lot of times it's trapped energy. That there's, was this consistent or inconsistent?
Inconsistent.
Yeah, it kind of come and go, and that's the kind of thing to pay attention to. Other people, yeah. Yeah, lots of people here in the room. For those of you who can't see everybody in the room, people are affirming
that'll
this.
work its way out.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely, because we have to. And to me, anytime I've seen those religious pictures of the Sacred Heart of Mary, the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and it's like the bleeding. It's not about pain. It's about opening the heart chakra. It's really a higher meaning of, it's not about suffering or persecute or we're supposed to suffer. No, we're supposed to have our heart open, and we're supposed to be in that state. When you are in a state of oneness, and you've all had those experiences when you're in the oneness state and when you're in the open state, there's nothing wrong. Doesn't matter what kind of horrible problem or thing that's going on with you. When you're in this open state, things are fine. When you start to close and guard and armor, all of a sudden the world looks really dark. People are strange when you're a stranger. The doors said it really well. Faces look ugly when when you get down into that lower frequency, man, it all looks different. And it's going to move quickly to heal so many things. The heart chakra, I feel, is a lot of what's being worked on, because we've all had, and that's the thing to really work with, is everybody's had abandonment, rejection, persecution, unrequited love, all these kind of things. And what you want to do with that energy is you really want to, when you feel that being activated somewhere, instead of going into shutting down, feel that rejection, feel the pain, feel whatever it is that's being activated, and trace it back. Where did this come from? Where does it, because the real pain comes from starting to feel, being open, and then closing back down again, shutting the heart back down. But yeah, there's a lot of physical stuff. In the back, a lot of people are having unusual back pains. Well, the back is always about not feeling supported. So have you ever noticed how you can feel just fine, all of a sudden you don't even hardly move and your back hurts? It's almost like you put your back and you go, wait a minute, where did that come from? Or how pains will move around your body. And then you start again to get into a higher state of consciousness and the pain goes away. It's just how this stuff works.
When we were talking about the heart, I've had those, and it seems, I get the feeling for me, I have let go of all these old patterns and stuff, and it seems to me that what I'm healing now is I feel like I've abandoned myself, so I'm healing and loving myself, because I don't have that attachment to all these old people or places, but it's...
That you've worked so hard on. Yeah, I hear you.
I've got rid of all of it, but and I think that's why I'm so sad, and that fear is just, it's like I've abandoned myself.
Right.
And but I've worked through all those other people, but now I'm into just, taking care of my own.
Absolutely,
my own
you named
fear,
it. Yeah, you've done so much good inner work. You have been working on yourself, and it's exactly what can happen. We can be so diligent in working through emotional issues, or working on clearing things with this person or that person, or working through your issues, that all of a sudden you're going, wait a minute, what about me?
Yeah.
And it's very typical of high people, people who have a higher spiritual consciousness. We always kind of tend to think about others first, or we have to have reciprocal. And I think what's happened in your life, you've gotten rid of people that are narcissistic and not reciprocal. And then that's when you really feel the vast emptiness, though, because much of your life, when you've been attracted that in, you do feel empty and abandoned, because if you've had, my father was major narcissist, and I've attracted you attract what's familiar. And there's different types of borderline personalities or narcissists. I mean, everybody has all these kind of things. I hate labels, the bipolar, all that. But when you are trapped and you've been in a lot of relationships that are like that, you can easily get like psychic vampires, but you don't realize how much of yourself you've given. And then even after you're not there, you feel, I think, again, Michelle, I think it's the emptiness is illusion, because it's not that you are empty or really abandoned. It's like you were the one supplying a lot of energy, and you're just now in that time of like, okay, time to deal with me and fill myself back up. But I think what you're going to find is that that you have so much power. People who get sucked into relationships where it's not reciprocal, or where somebody's very controlling, have these narcissistic tendencies, they're not really the powerful person. But boy, it feels like they are. And they know how to manipulate. They know how to create situations that still rob your joy, take your power. And it is important to feel the sadness, because you do feel sad. I think we're all grieving our old lives. I think I've gone through some of this where I've thought, why in the world, also I just want to cry, or I just feel really sad. And I've realized I've been sad about letting go of eras of my life, or even things that weren't that good, but they were part of you. It's just like when we go through divorce, or kind of ending of anything with a person or a job or anything, it is a death. It is a death, because you've invested so much energy. And what I always say about the end of friendships or the end of relationships, it's like losing a witness to so many things that you experienced, that the other person's the only other witness. So it's like when they're not there anymore, it's freaky. It's like, whoa, it's almost like it didn't happen. And it's very scary. It scares people. And that's a lot of why people stay in things they really shouldn't stay in for a long, long time. It's losing that witness. So to me, what is happening is the true witness is when we are consciously connected with our high self, our pilot self, who's constantly has a big picture. It's not about a separate person that's witnessing. When we have the connection to consciously connect with our own high self or pilot self, and integrate that higher consciousness into the lower mind and into the heart, you're never alone, and you never lose your witness. So I think we're all going through that illusion of separation from a physical form of someone. And the time that we are in is really about that marriage with our own higher self. And I'll digress for a minute, but it's totally connected with what I'm speaking to you about. And again, those of you out there, do I believe in spirit guides? Do I believe in angels? Of course. In my own personal case, I can remember my birth and where I was before, and I've always had, since I was in this incarnation, very feelings of connection with Holy Spirit. People say, well, who's your spirit guide? The Holy Spirit. Oh, okay. You don't have a name? People get really mad. Back in the 80s, that was a big thing to channel and I don't let things speak through me. If people want to do that, that's fine, but that's not my path. And I really think we're in a time, we don't need somebody else to pray for us to get to God. We don't need somebody to confess sins to. That's why it's what's happening. I'm not bashing Catholic, but that's what we're seeing in the Catholic Church right now. the end of the paper, the end of lots of that lineage of that kind of thinking. We are in a time of being free we have our own connection. Our angels, of course, but to me, they're not to be worshipped. They're not things that are, I love the Archangel Michael's energy to cut the cords. That's something, since I was a little child, I've been very aware of that energy of cutting and using that energy to cut. But as far as like that's who's speaking to me, or this spirit speaking to me, or this thing is telling me something, and okay, this is my thing too. Do I talk to people on the other side for people? Sure. Do I feel communication from loved ones? Absolutely. But from a very early age, Holy Spirit would say to me, okay, what did your Uncle George know more? They might give you a little more insight, but hey, why not just go for the highest energy and information you can get from the other side? And there's so much fixation on all people want to do is talk to people on the other side. And it's good to connect, but that's not, you want to be here now. You want to live your life.
That's cutting you off.
Absolutely.
When you keep wanting to hold on and reconnect
Yes.
with all these people, you're really cutting yourself off.
You are cutting yourself off. Yes. And everybody has the fascination, and I think the group, most people are just maybe getting used to the idea that yes, there is an afterlife, or yes, people are. I mean, I understand that, but you don't want to get fixated on it. I want to constantly get messages, or I want to go, and it's all I want to hear is. You can get your own messages. They speak to you in dreams, or they're around you. You can feel the connection, but you really want to know that. When I say spirit, I'm speaking about Holy Spirit, and to me, Holy Spirit is sort of like the feminine aspect of the Trinity. When I was about 5 years old, and the Calvary Baptist Church was brought up in a very fundamentalist Baptist church, which was actually very frightening, except that I was so relieved when they would say things like, if people don't believe like we do, they're not going to be in heaven. I thought, good, I don't have to see you people. I thought this is a really good thing because I am safe now because I'm not believing like you guys are. And I was like 4 or 5 years old. I'm going, Sunday school, I'm going, if the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost are all men, how does anything get born? And they're like, oh my God, she's possessed. Or what? To me, Holy Spirit's like the great comforter. It's not a male or female really, but it's very soft. It's that soft, gentle manifestation of Creator that guides us, that helps us, that soothes us. It's like Sophia, and she's called many things, or it's called many things. The way to feel that direct connection, and you all have the ability to do that. Because I see so many people. Again, it's fun to find out. Okay, and again, it's not that I don't believe that people have spirit guides or have guidance, because I believe we do. But why not it's like the mama bird pushing the baby bird to fly higher. Go higher. Listen to this, but why don't you just get the direct connection? And that's a really important thing for the time that we're in. And again, you want to have discernment. You want to have the inner voices are the things that I'm feeling or hearing, where are they coming from? Right? Because we all have, people, they used to, anybody heard voices, they want to lock you up. But I mean, everybody feels things, and so people have gotten so afraid of that because they think they're nuts or schizophrenic, and that exists. But really, a lot of what people, because I work with people who, I've done a lot of healing with people that have been labeled those things, and they truly are feeling and hearing, but they don't have a filter and they don't have a way to integrate it so it's grounded. And so that's really a lot of what it's about. So I would urge everybody, again, why am I here? What's my highest good? I want my direct connection with Spirit, with Holy Spirit. I want my direct connection with Creator for my guidance. And you can never go wrong. And I found in my own life that many times I've prayed, we all pray. Prayer is when we send out, meditation's when we receive, and we've been taught in religion so much to pray, that we don't take time to hear, to receive the energy back. And when, again, Jesus and Buddha and many saints and masters have spoken about this, how that you have to be in a constant state of prayer and meditation. And I remember reading that in scriptures years ago and thinking, wow, how do you do that? That sounds like really hard. All it is when it's when the circle is never broken. The circle is never broken, and it's a constant circle of sending and receiving, because there's no beginning, there's no end. I'm Alpha, I'm Omega, I'm the beginning, I'm the end. There's no break in sending or receiving, and it's really what unconditional love is about. When you are in an open state of prayer and meditation, you're sending, receiving. There's no I'm awake, I'm asleep, my heart's open, my heart's closed down now. It will make you die. It will make you be worn out. It's really important to know that you can be. I hear puppies. Aw, you know. My little Malamute, my husky, are outside going woo 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 woo. I just felt Adobe, my red husky that just passed over unexpectedly on December 15th. I felt her in here too. Okay, little. Yes, and the animals do have souls. If one more person, I love it when you see all these magnificent animal stories, and people will go because they're religious. They go, yes, but I believe that they still don't have souls. It's like, okay, really, yeah. The animal kingdom is wonderful, and they're amazing, and I have much more fun with my animals. I like to be around my animals, not than most people, but I like things like you guys. So yeah, I love my animals. So that's so cute. Hear this little ooh, 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 ooh. You want to be in here?
Question.
Yeah.
I've always interpreted those voices as being more of an awareness and enlightenment,
Yes.
An aha moment, if you will.
Exactly.
And rather than some spirit or something.
Something outside of yourself, exactly. It is.
There is. I mean, as you know, I have a high degree of intuitiveness.
Yes.
And it has always been like I know it for a fact.
Right.
The moment it occurs, I just know it as an inarguable fact. Not closed-minded.
Right.
But just no. You see, I've been shown this, and
Yep. Exactly. It's a known. It's a knowing
Clear
faith.
cognizance.
Clear cognizance. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good way to put it. Yeah.
absolutely.
And
I
sharing.
had
Yeah,
an
absolutely.
issue. My father. A lot of you will remember when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The big thing, everyone spent from Friday through Monday watching live television. Of everything.
Yeah, I was sitting in concert choir in the sophomore in high school, and they announced on the loudspeaker that he had been shot.
Yeah, I was a
Oh,
freshman out
Yeah.
of the buff.
Yeah.
My father and I were watching, on Saturday, we were watching them bringing Lee Harvey Oswald down the ramp. And we're sitting on the sofa. And I was raised Catholic, and my father was an electrical engineer. And you get no more literal than an Catholic electrical engineer.
And you went to Verbuff. I love it.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I went for about 2 years. And as we're watching, I'm like this, I'm just watching the television. My dad's to my left, and I see them bringing him down. And they said, someone's going to shoot him. My dad says, no, not with all this police there. I said, yeah, he's coming right from over here, he's going to shoot him. And it wasn't 3 seconds when it happened. Well, it isn't that I feel that it wasn't that I foresaw this incident, but I saw the setup.
Right. You saw it. You got it.
I saw
Right.
the two.
You saw a bigger picture.
Yes, I saw the two police
perceived it,
officers
yeah.
that are on either
It was a
side.
setup.
If you ever get a chance, watch that video,
Jack Ruby.
and you will notice that
Yep.
they both separate themselves from Oswald
Watched it many
within
times.
seconds before Jack Ruby comes in.
Yep.
It was a setup.
Absolutely. Every bit of it.
Anything we've been told about the Kennedy assassination is bull.
Yeah. You and I are going to be talking about this later.
Yeah.
I had very direct stuff that's happened with all that too.
And
Yeah,
so,
it's-
it's this,
Yeah.
I think there's a combination of, a spiritual voice, for lack of a better word,
Sure.
but also a heightened awareness of true reality.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a sudden perception of, okay, I see this for what it is, not for what they want me to see it.
Right, because you were present. Again, that's that being present. If you're mentally,
that
spiritually,
what it was?
physically, you weren't pulled into the illusion they were creating of the fear. Oh my God, somebody's been shot. So the mass hysteria. It's what happens like with the Twin Towers. We can go on and talk about that another time. But the mass hysteria of, oh my God, the terrorist and the, oh, this person was shot. People get so mesmerized that they don't really see what they're seeing. But you saw, you didn't get pulled into the drama of what they were projecting. Yeah, it's a
And then
very
they
good way to
want an
put it
instant-
because, yeah,
Then they want an instant resolution to the problem.
absolutely. It's easy, but that was a good
I
one.
mean, it's
Yeah.
like the recent, school shooting.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And everybody's boom, 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 oh, we gotta take away guns.
Yep. Right. Yeah.
You know,
That's
what
logical,
does that
isn't
go
it?
to?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's, no, why didn't they have a gun in the school that could have stopped some people? Yeah, there you go.
Or why
yeah.
wasn't, with someone that had that much of a mental problem, why were they not getting better care?
Absolute-
Why were they
right.
not, I mean, it's the evil that we have to
Right.
fight, not the good.
Absolutely. No, it's a wonderful way to put it too, because again, right, many times the voice, and some people feel what's happening. Sometimes you'll hear your inner voice. Some people see, we perceive things in many ways, is the whole story. Does anybody else have anything they want to share? Or?
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah. No, I mean, this is very exciting to be, and we'll have an interactive thing in the future too for those of you out there that have questions or want to do things. And because again, that's the beauty of the Aquarian age. It's about technology and about mass communication and being able to do your own thing and do this type of thing where we can all connect in and see what's going on here. But yes, that there's a knowing faith. There's a guidance that comes that will always guide you, and it's a matter of learning to trust it. And so many times we just totally go against ourselves, and that's when we get sick. And it's when you know something and the lower mind starts to argue, or you'll start to know the difference. Again, that's a good gift of spirit to ask for, is to really go into where is this coming from? What do I know? I always say that in whatever field people are successful, they have an intuitive edge. You don't have to be a psychic or whatever, but whatever field, the people that are really good at it, they have the intuitive edge. And they're using, I've worked with detectives, I've worked with police, I've worked with people in all kinds of walks of life. Stockbrokers, for example. Different people will come in here and tell me, oh my God, well, the reason I knew to buy this stock or not to buy this stock, I get a gut feeling, I get a dream. Same thing with people that are very successful with detective work, very successful with other, they know, they have that other edge going. So again, intuition, it's like instinct in animals, and intuition is a God-given gift. It's nothing to be afraid of. And again, many religions have taught, that's from the devil, and no. If you're made in the image of Creator, and one of your ability, you have gifts of spirit, gifts of prophecy, gifts of dreaming, interpreting dreams, gifts of healing. It's a natural ability. It's not a sin. It's not a bad thing. And that's what's funny through the years. I have people, I couldn't come because if my priest or this I go, well, I read for your priest. So I've always, my whole career, I have always attracted people. You name any type of religion, you name any type of level of anything, I've read for them in here. And it's been an interesting path that way. My funniest one was one day when I had a nun in the full outfit and a madam back to back. I thought, whoa, this is really interesting. Well, and I'm so naive. I didn't really realize this person was a madam, and I had read for her for kind of years. And see, I'm real protected. I'll see some stuff sometimes I don't even know what I'm seeing, so I'll just be like, whatever. So the nun was here, and she's wonderful, and she, had a good connection, and she's leaving, and here comes somebody peeling into my driveway, and I thought, well, this is my ex-person. I thought, yeah, I know this person. Here comes this one, older woman, 75 years old. She comes running in my house, and I go, okay, what's wrong? I won't say her name, but she's passed over now, or what he was talking about. It's hilarious. She goes, my competition is after me. And I'm like, ooh, what kind of, she goes, yeah, she goes, this pimp. And I'm going, what? And she's, I just knew when I would do readings for her, I would just see she was around all these women. But I didn't really get that she was a man. Because fortunately, I do have somewhat of a filter, so I don't get to see the gory details of a lot of people's lives. But it was like one of the funniest. I thought, oh, you have a sense of humor. This is great. Here's the nun going out the door. Here's the madam screeching in. I thought, then I'm going, oh, wait a minute. What do you mean they're after you? And you peeled into my driveway. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this is like, yeah, it's hardcore. My whole life's been like that. It's like, okay. You've had some interesting synchronistic things where you see all levels. When I was really young, one of my more interesting ones, this is in my 20s, I had and these people did not know that, all 4 people did not know the other people were coming. I had this, it started with, but everybody ran late, so everybody saw each other. It was a husband and wife and their 2 lovers. It was very interesting. It's in the 70s when people were crazy and wild like that. But, and I was very young, and I'm like, so this woman comes in, and she was like about 20 minutes late. In those days, I didn't have a Glenda to let people in, and and I'm going, whoa. All of a sudden, her husband shows up. What are you doing here? And all of a sudden, the girlfriend shows up, and the boyfriend shows up, and the piled up. And so I said, okay, everybody just sit down. This is kind of like Spirit threw me in the fire, and I said, you're all here for a reason, and they're all going blah, blah, blah. And it was really one of the most interesting things because they ended up, I saw the whole group of them 3 or 4 times, like and it was fine, but it was, I saw early on in my work, I got thrown in the fire. Yes. Interesting things. So. Well, let's do, does anybody else have anything you want to talk about, ask, or we do a little closing thing?
The night of the activation, you said you were psychically attacked?
Yeah, funny. Well, yes.
Well, when I got
I'm not laughing, but she's actually in the night of what she's talking about on September 21st,
Yeah.
I decided to take on let's clear the sacred geometry of Indianapolis. And let's go down in the circle of the Columbia Club on the 10th floor and just, yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, and I had the minute I started advertising it and talking about clearing and restoring the sacred geometry so it's not misused, and I'll have a whole program just on that and the sacred geometry and how it was laid out by L'Enfant and Ralston. Ralston actually laid it out, but that's who laid out Washington, D.C., and how we're like the female aspect to the male. Yes, I became under severe psychic attack.
When I walked in, I was too. I had
That
like
night?
a panic attack.
Wow.
And I went to talk to you.
Many people that were there that night did.
Yeah, when I come up to talk to you for one thing, and you gave me a weird look and walked away. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, don't take it no.
I didn't take it personal,
No.
but I just wanted to ask about that.
No, and that was a fascinating night because for those of you who don't remember, September 21st was actually when they always do Oktoberfest in the Circle, when they usually have 10,000 people, and the Columbia Club actually hosts that. Well, it was very, very bad weather that day, so there were very few people. So we're up, and I'd gotten to the 9th person. We were doing healing. I'd gotten from Spirit that we needed to not just talk about the geometry and the factual stuff, but first do the healing. So I got to the 9th person, which was a 9-year-old girl, but they happened to be with her family. It was really interesting. And a man comes running up from the Columbia Club, get away from the windows. There's 55 mile an hour wind coming with big hail. And we just done this whole thing about we're going to bring the energy in to heal the circle. And so we're all going, no, that we're healed. No, it's okay. And I think I said something like, well, have the windows ever blown out? I was saying stuff like this. I was on another level. And so we had to move but it was fascinating. And then sure enough, the huge pieces of hail and things hit. Yeah, there was it's kind of like be careful what you say you're going to do or you ask to do. Yeah, sometime we'll go more into that, but that was one of the most, in all the years, because when you do spiritual work, their psychic attacks are real and dark energies don't want you to do certain things. And you really bring on stuff, but boy, yeah, you're about the 10th person that has, and I've not talked to everybody that was there, and I need to because there were a lot of people there that had very interesting experiences with feeling.
I wait for the group and I went and sat by Tim and thinking, as if you're not feeling it.
Right, yeah. No, you were correcto. Yeah, so let's do a little closing prayer here. And again, we're grateful to all of you here in spirit and out there for being with us tonight. And we ask for total opening of the heart chakra in a way that brings happiness, fulfillment, peace. There's all great needs here also for people to find prosperity and true happiness. So we ask that whatever's blocking people from their highest good, from their joy, from their prosperity, from bringing all of their abilities into this level, and anything that's unsolved. We know there's lots of people with burdens and things that they're grappling with at this time. We ask for all things hidden to be revealed, all things that need to be brought into the rightful place and understood, that will happen. And again, I want you to feel how loved, how needed you are on this earth at this time. I want you to feel the power of unconditional love and the goodness that's around. We ask all pictures of death to be transmuted into pictures of life. We ask all fear to be removed, all blocks to be removed. We ask the peace that passes all understanding to come into the heart, mind, body, and spirit of all. And thank you.
Thank you.
Good. And don't worry if you coughed. Lots of people cough. There's anytime, well, tapered on, people always cough, and I'll tell you why. Don't feel bad about it, because it's not like you're not being an instrument of dark energy to interrupt me. When I was, truthfully, years ago, I used to think, darn it, why is somebody, they're doing this, they're coughing, they're doing stuff. No, when we do the healing, we've had people fart, trust me, don't worry. So coughing is nothing. It's like, yeah, there you go, right? We've had all kinds of stuff. People snore. I've had people actually, they're snoring, okay? Now, don't ever worry, because again, I figure it's really interesting. No, there's so much of this respiratory stuff going around, right? And it really has to do with, you want to think, everybody, anybody that's got any kind of respiratory thing, you want to, again, think about resentment. You want to think about not speaking your truth,
Mine's gone on for 30 years, so.
Well, you're ready to then go back 30 years. Okay, bring it into present
Actually,
time.
it's from a disease I had as a teenager.
And what is disease? Dis-ease. And what do they call it?
Histoplasmosis.
Yeah, from living in Indiana where all the pigeon poop is. Yes, but you know what? You really can. There are homeopathic things there's ways to like pull that out of your body.
I'm working on it.
Good. And I'll run some energy on it. But it is, and that is a very serious thing in the Midwest. Is that
I know.
histoplasmosis? They say if you live
Everybody
here,
I've known that's had it has died.
did you? Well, you're not going to die. So give it
No,
up.
no,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Right, during the times, yeah.
active-
Did you grow up near, like, were you on a farm? Were you in the city? Were you near a pit? I mean, where do you think you can contact it with the
I
histoplasmosis?
believe at my grandparents' farm.
At their farm? Because I was seeing a farm. That's why I was almost seeing like a chicken coop or like a barn
Yes.
or, yeah,
Yep.
chicken coop thing, yeah.
Mhm.
But also what I will tell you, and I think this is what happens when 10 people can be exposed to the same thing, but they don't get it.
Right.
There's another
I know all
root, and
about
you
this.
know what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I just saw it, yeah.
Spent a lot of time, and I told her that, because since she was telling me that, but I thought still, the whole time before you're very quiet, but when we started meditation, it started bringing.
No, it's throughout the day. It's not just.
But it's funny how it
But I
started,
mean,
right.
But when we were here,
Yeah, so don't feel bad. And again, what I find with group meditation like this too is a lot of times it's bringing it up to be healed. There's whatever it is,
Mhm.
it's really spirit just going, okay, let's just get this here, let's get it gone. Because I think you're real ready, because I saw it through your energy field and felt it. I think you're really ready to just be done.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. It's like, we're good.
It's okay, yeah.
I recently had
Oh, you can swear, it's
I
okay.
recently had a lung scan over at
This
St. Vincent.
crap.
Good, good.
I recently had a lung scan over at St. Vincent. They had a promotion, and my doctor said, yeah, for that price, I think it was like $80
Oh, yeah,
or
they was really
something.
reasonable, yeah.
he said, yeah, go ahead and, you know, and have it done. And they found some scarring on my lungs that, as the doctor explained to me, he said, it is so common in Indiana, he says,
Yes,
it's from histoplasmosis.
Absolutely.
yes.
He said, I bet you that over 90% of people
From
who,
the pigeons?
from pigeons.
That's what they say. It's
That's
pigeon
right.
poop.
It
Or
could
just
be.
or
My offices were
I-
downtown for 20 years.
Do you
Oh, yeah,
remember
there you
going
go.
downtown, and if you got there
Down- that's
early,
right.
there'd be dead pigeons all over the sidewalk,
Well,
and
they-
they would poison.
Yeah.
Poison up on top of the roofs, I can remember.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Stupid, or shoot them. I know it's horrible.
The JC
Really, then they do it again, because at first I thought,
Little
"Wow,
puppies.
Well, you remember when the JCs used to shoot
you
them?
went in early.
Yes, they would, right.
They would use real
Let 'em-
small bird shot, and they'd walk
Oh,
around the
donkey.
circle with
See if they
JCs
go
with
around.
shotguns, and they would shoot pigeons. It's a great idea.
Oh yeah, it was such a wonderful
Well,
idea.
and working in those old buildings, clearing them out, a lot of people got sick.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
mold and
You know,
asbestos, right, and just
Well,
cleaning out all
clearing
that
out,
stuff. and
restoring
mold.
a lot of those old buildings, they were all full of that.
That's right.
Not to mention any time spent in the barn.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True, 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 true.
Thank you.
Oh, I enjoyed this
It was great.
tonight. It was
That
wonderful.
was quick, it was like you're doing what, when, tomorrow? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if block that.
And next Wednesday we'll be here again.
Oh, really?
And yes, yes, yes. Now I gotta put my glasses on and see how to turn this off.
Are you gonna be doing this like Wednesdays now?
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to try to do them most Wednesdays, and then we'll be doing some other ones as well. So,
You should do some of that.
well, that's interesting. He doesn't want to stop broadcasting or recording for some weird reason. Or maybe you know what he said to hit those.
If all
I
else
thought,
fails, TTFO.
or maybe I'm supposed to hit. Oh well.